Hey y'all, it's your girl Amara Dior and I am back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about why it's important to prioritize your mental health. I'm a second year nursing student. I've been doing this for a really long time, feels like it. I didn't really struggle with my mental health that much, but I did have some things where I was just like struggling, trying to balance everything and just feeling a little overwhelmed. So I want to talk about things that help me be in a better headspace and just overall help me become a better nursing student. One thing I can say about nursing school, if you're in it, you know it's a lot of workload. You have clinicals, you have homework, you have this, you have that, and that can be overwhelming on anyone. So for me, the number one thing that I can give you if you take anything from this video is really just managing your time better and realizing you can get things done in a way where you can still love your life and still want to go travel and still want to hang out with your friends. You can do that. I express this in so many of my videos if you guys watch back, but like time management is going to be your best friend in nursing school. Everything just becomes easier when you have a plan. At first I was winging it. I didn't really have a plan. I was just doing assignments when I wanted to. Once I established a routine, it really helped me become a better student. It really just helped my mental health because I started to realize things aren't as hard as I made it seem. It was just more so like I just needed to have a schedule. And it became easier for me, and it also became more enjoyable because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do my homework in the beginning of the week, and then the rest of the week I'm gonna be able to do whatever I want. So that's kind of where time management plays into your mental health in nursing school, because they always tell you like, oh, do all your work, do this and do that, but they don't really give you steps on how to do that. So if you for me, I'm not sponsored, but I use Google Calendar and I have everything lined up. So on a weekly basis, like on Mondays I'll do this, on Tuesdays I'll study, on Wednesdays I'll do this assignment, like especially for your weekly assignments, and that really helps me like stay on top of my game. I already have a set schedule, and it just helps me like feel more it just helps me feel less stressed overall because I'm getting things done on time and I'm not worrying at the end of the weeks, or like when assignments are due that day, I'm not stressing about them. So that's one tip that I can give you guys overall. Moving on to another thing, to avoid burnout in nursing school, because it will be tiring for you, I highly suggest to have time where you're fully focused on school, and then you need time where you're fully focused on anything else, whatever you like. If you have a hobby that you enjoy, if you want to talk to your friends, if there's a certain thing you like to do outside of school, do that and only focus on that. When I'm out with my friends, or when I'm watching a TV show, or if I'm doing, or if I'm cooking, or if I'm at the gym, I am not thinking about school. This is an underrated tip because I promise you, you have to dedicate time to other things in order to not feel overwhelmed. In the beginning, like for me, I would go out with my friends, but I'll just be thinking about like, dang, I got a midterm coming up very soon. But if I'm not studying in that moment, why am I even thinking about it? Why am I stressing myself out for no reason when I'm out here trying to enjoy my time with my friends? Now, when it's time to lock in and I'm doing my homework, yes, I set everything else aside and I'm fully engaged in whichever study I'm partaking in. But you have to take time in order to avoid burnout. Do other things. That also plays into the fact that you want to stay engaged also outside of school. Like when we first started nursing school, they used to always say like, oh, you're not gonna have any friends, like just cut off all your friends now. That ain't true. I can tell you right now that's not true. For me, I'm gonna be honest, I did lose a lot of friends because some of my friends that I hung out with every day, honestly, we just grew apart because I couldn't hang out as much. So I'm not saying it's completely false, like you are gonna lose friends who don't understand, but your real friends are always gonna stay around and they're gonna understand that you're trying to better yourself. So for anybody who's saying like, oh, you don't hang out with us, you think you're better than us or anything like that, them ain't your real friends and you need to cut them off. But that's for another story. So but yeah, just reach out when you can to your friends, like let them know like, hey, I've been busy, but what's up? You guys want to hang out? Like anything, like and just know that you have a support system. Like even if you feel like you don't, like just know that there are people around you that love you, and if you feel like you're alone, just know that I got you. And if y'all ever want to reach out to me, y'all can just comment down below. I'm good for a chat. If y'all have any questions regarding nursing school, drop them down below. Even if that's meeting people in nursing school and you become friends with them. Like I always emphasize building relationships in school because I've met really good friends in nursing school, and like they have made nursing school so much easier. You want to reach out to mentors, or you want to reach out to your professors, like just building those relationships. It does take a lot of weight off you because it becomes enjoyable. Before I got closer with my nursing friends, I used to just be like this is like way in the beginning, but like I used to dread school, like not dread it, but I'm like, I'm just going to school. I gotta be professional. Like I don't have nobody to talk to. So it really was hard. But then once I became friends and started to create bonds with people, I'm like happy to go to school. Like now I want to talk about how anxious nursing school can be, because there's gonna be times where you're about to take a test and you can't breathe, and things are just feeling like so overwhelming. I just have that mindset of like, if I put in the work, you know, it's going to show on my test. Like, so before a test, I try to take deep breaths. I try to like think positively. Like, me and my friends will literally tell each other like, we got this, like, don't even worry about it. Like, you know, so even just telling yourself those things, like, you got it, like, there's no reason to stress. Those things will help you do better on your test and make you feel, you know, more calm. Next, I want to talk about burnout in general and how to prevent it, because there's going to be times where we get put into places or we end up, you know, working too hard or being stressed out, and we won't even realize that we're burnt out. I really recommend just understanding those moments. Like, when you're feeling burned out, just understand what led you there and how you feel in those moments. So like, if you feel fatigued, if you feel depressed, if you feel like you lost motivation or you're irritated, like, realize where you're at and realize what made you become that way, and then try to prevent those things from happening in the future. For me personally, and it's probably stupid, but usually when I feel like I lost the motivation, or when I feel like I'm just so over it, usually I just start looking however. I'll pull up to school, looking however, like, I don't really care for the lecture. And then and usually I'll just be like, just over it. Usually I'll just try to like regroup and like do something that I like to do. You know, like go and do a hobby and like regroup myself to nursing school. So those things help me, like, just to avoid the burnout. In general, just doing what you love to do outside of this. Like, it's really important to not make nursing school your whole personality. You have to have things outside of this. Even if you're super passionate about this, you have to do things outside of it to not feel overwhelmed and to avoid burnout. Like I said, you know, it's important to have balance. Learn to say no when people want you to do certain things that you don't want to do, like, whether that's on the, you know, work side or the play side. Like, you have to not overcommit to things that you can't do. So I think it's important, if you're having like major anxiety, you know, I do recommend talking to someone. Even talking to your professors will help, because a lot of professors will tell you and help you like realize that, hey, like, you got this, like, it's not as hard as it may seem. You know, I was fortunate enough to have professors who really wanted us to succeed and helped us, you know, like, take breathers. Like, we would do like different things before a test, like deep breath exercises, which helped us, like, you know, perform better on our test. So I think that's just what it comes down to, you know, realizing that you got it, you can do it. Like, it's not as hard as it may seem. Like, of course you have to work hard, but it's not the end of the world. It's not impossible. Like, I promise you, y'all got it.